So in today's video, we're working on a high-rise condo that is up for sale. The HVAC was diagnosed as massive mold underneath the return. They got several bids. They chose us because of our dry fog and our injection process. We're about to get started right now. We're working downtown LA right now, so we got to make sure we always have somebody by the trucks because where we're working is a pretty dangerous area. There's a lot of homeless, so a lot going on here downtown. All right, we're heading up to the second floor. That's the thing about working in condos. You got to use the elevators and it just takes a little bit more time. And so we're heading up there to take a look at the mold underneath the HVAC. How are you? Yes.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
You're the owner of your company.
Oh, this is the unit.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. So this is the mold, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a leak here, so we fixed these units.
Oh, so the leak was from here.
Right.
So the other companies, they wanted to rip out everything,
Yeah,
right?
they started, they have to remove this unit and cut it from here. And
Yes, yeah.
They're gonna add a lot of work to do.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our rapid mold removal agent. So
Okay.
all of this will be completely cut out,
Okay.
bagged and disposed. The entire rooms, everything. All of this, even the venting here, because spores has the ability to move and migrate in different places. So we'll get everything clean today.
Okay.
Okay? We have our air scrubber there. We're going to place our carpet in the work area here. You can see there's the air handler there. So what happens is the fan, the air conditioning, the heat, all the air pulls into the return and then it disperses out to all of the vents, the registers in each of the rooms like this. So that's why it's important as you're doing mold remediation for HVAC is to decontaminate each of the ducts because they're dispersed throughout the entire home, or in this case, the condo. What I'm gonna do for free, you guys, is I'm gonna give you guys, it's called Puro Cleanse. It's a puck that off gases. So what I'm gonna do is see the bucket. I'm gonna place a bucket inside here.
Okay.
For 24 hours, we're going to turn the thermostat on. Where's the thermostat? So we'll turn the thermostat on fan. The fan now will keep things moving throughout for 24 hours.
Okay.
And that'll really, as a final, that'll really decontaminate everything. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Really, really nice people. So look guys, they got other quotes obviously. The other mold remediation companies wanted to rip out that HVAC unit. And I get it. Some guys have different protocols, completely respect for that type of protocol. But because of our rapid mold removal agent, which is 100 times wetter than water, what that means is that our antimicrobial is going to go through the path wherever that water leaked, because obviously mold can only grow with moisture source. So we're gonna go ahead and cut out, bag, and dispose the contaminating materials, but we're gonna do our injection process, and then we're gonna completely decontaminate this duct system and provide a Puro Cleanse as sort of a final cleanse. So super happy with being able to be the one chosen for this job, and you could tell they're completely happy with our protocol and our level of communication and so forth. So, all right guys, we've got a lot of work to do. Let's go ahead and get started. So this is our air scrubber. Anytime you're dealing with mold remediation, we're not having to build a containment around this area right now because we're basically doing a whole condo cleanse and there's no furniture here. So I know a lot of times we may get some comments like, hey, why aren't you building a containment? It's just not needed because we're basically going to be decontaminating this entire condo. All right guys, so before we start cutting, we like to encapsulate the mold. So as we're cutting, because it's now wet with our antimicrobial, what it's doing right now is it's encapsulating the spores, and that prevents it from cross-pollinating into the other parts of the area. But you could see how fast the mold now, the biofilm is being removed by our rapid mold removal agent. we have our own antimicrobial. We wanted to make something that was going to not only remove the biofilm and the stain, but actually eradicate the root of the mold. So our Twin Home Experts Rapid Mold Removal Agent is amazing at doing so. All right, guys, you can see here after about 5 minutes or so, it completely eating away at that mold here. So now we're ready to cut, bag, and dispose. We found a Coke bottle inside, somebody had put inside the wall. So look at the inside of the drywall too, guys. That's why it's important to cut out and bag and dispose. But somebody drank a Coke and shoved it inside the wall cavity. All right, so you can see here we've got all the drywall removed. We're gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up right here. I'm gonna start now HEPA vacuuming everything and get all the debris out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and remove all the drywall screws too, guys. Drywallers appreciate that. Plus, when you're doing your micro mold cleaning, you know, you're getting a much better cleaning because you're not up against those screws. So you're sort of accomplishing two things. So if you're gonna hire a mold remediation company, just ask them a few questions. What's going to be your protocol? Can you define the scope line item by line item? Are you gonna be able to provide me a certificate upon completion? Like this particular situation, it's a real estate transaction. So liability is on us. We gotta make sure that we're going to make sure that we're gonna be submitting a certificate because they're gonna use that to submit to the new buyers of this place. And if the new buyers choose to do a post-test, we gotta make sure that we're gonna clear so there's no liability on both parties. So couple tips here for you. All right, so you can see here, all the drywall, everything's been removed. We even got in between where the studs were, make sure that all the drywall's completely out of there. Now we're gonna begin the backpack HEPA vacuuming, get all of what's really important when you're doing mold remediation is a lot of wiping and a lot of HEPA vacuuming. You just wanna make sure that you're getting all the spores. And then what we're gonna do is up inside here, there's some coils. So we're gonna go ahead and HEPA vac all of this as well. Make sure that we're getting everything, because you can see there's a little bit of growth there. We like using this Pro 10 Super Coach HEPA filtration. It's an awesome backpack video. You can get them for about $300 and something. Amazing for around the home, especially with people that are sensitive to allergens and particulates. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and begin our electrostatic fogging. Okay, now we're going to apply our rapid mold removal agent to the wood, and we'll start the wipe down. Going to really saturate it. Okay. Perfect. Get up inside there as well. All right, so you can see here, that's what it looks like right now. And we're going to give this about 5 minutes or so, and really let this soak into the substrates. You can see right there that starting to really dissipate on the drywall, and that's without wiping it down. Hey guys, one of the things that you may want to consider, especially if you're purchasing a property like a condo or a house, make sure when you're going through your inspection period, make sure that general home inspector checks underneath that return. The last thing you want to do is close escrow, you take possession of the house or the condo, and you discover mold. So very important to hire the right home inspector to make sure that they inspect, because I've been on jobs where home inspector completely denied inspecting underneath that return. They'll check the air handler and the equipment, but they actually won't go underneath that return. So, you know, if you're in the middle of your inspection contingency, I would encourage you guys to do that. Another option you guys have underneath the return is after the mold has been completely mitigated, you can actually apply a mold inhibitor to all of the wood substrate and the drywall. And if you ever do have a leak in the future, it will inhibit mold growth. So something to consider when you're doing mold remediation underneath the return. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and kick on the fan now. There we go, it's here. You can hear it. We're gonna go ahead and put our EC3 concentrate into the HVAC. You're gonna see it blow in. Go ahead. You'll start seeing it come out of each of the registers. All right, so you wanna let that go. Depending on how large your duct systems are, how large the home is, we recommend a good 5, 7, 8 minutes so it disperses throughout the entire location of the property. And of course, you don't ever want to put the old filter back in. You always want to discard that as well. Okay, so as our final step, guys, in the decontamination processes, we've got our bubble box here. You pick one of those up there, and there'll be a link on the description below. Those are about $7, $8. What that does is it agitates that water. And then we're going to add this PuroCleanse puck. This is going to off-gas, and this is a really good way to really decontaminate the rest of the place. So it gets rid of odors, awesome with mold. So if you have any of those pet urine odor type in your home, this is a great way. It doesn't mask it. It's not like a Lysol spray. It literally gets to the root of the problem and eradicates it. So we put this in here. This covers about 500 square feet. You get a 5-gallon bucket. You want to fill it up, maybe 4 or 5 inches up. We'll set that up, and then now with the air handler fan being on, it's going to go in and get all the room. So perfect application. So we're going to go ahead and start that now. Okay, you want everything closed, all the windows and doors completely shut in order to get the PuroCleanse to be effective. You don't want the off gas, obviously, to go to the outside air. And what we're going to do is we're going to close each of the rooms so we get full concentration as well. So all the doors are closed to the rooms and the bathroom, because we want that antimicrobial to stay within each of the rooms in its full concentration. So after the PuroCleanse is done, the bucket obviously will be removed, and you go in and you open up all the windows and air everything out. We're going to go ahead and start our last HEPA vacuuming and then put our PuroCleanse into place. See how it really cleaned all the wood, really, really nice. Well guys, hopefully this short video was helpful and gave you some insight and tips on mold in an HVAC system. Please leave your comments down below, I'd love to hear, and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.